Hello, welcome back. My name is Alex, if you're new. Today, I wanted to do spring makeup, something that's going to like pop on the eyes. It's gonna really make an impact, but that's gonna be like light and pretty, but also like glam. It's gonna be a bunch of stuff. It's gonna be glam and gorgeous, okay? Here's a little sneak peek of the look, just to tease you, let you know what we're getting into. Let's just do it. First though, I have to tell you, like, are these not the most incredible earrings you've ever seen in your entire life? I just bought them from, I'll link the artist down below. I came across them. I think it was like a Pinterest thing or something. And I was like, these are stunning. They're real orchids that are preserved in, what's this stuff called? What's it called when they preserve stuff? In epoxy? Like, why is that is that it? Is that what it is? Doesn't matter. I'll link it down below. It's stunning. Gorgeous, okay? Can't keep an orchid alive to save my life, so I might as well preserve one. So, obviously I have the rest of my makeup on. I'm going to prime my lids using my Urban Decay eye primer. And then I'm just going to go in with a tiny bit of my Givenchy Resolve powder. So just leaving the lid more naked. So there's a little more grip there. All right, I'm gonna start off with this matte shade from the Neutral Brown Creamy Obsessions palette by Huda Beauty. And I'm using my Rephr 14 brush. And I'm gonna use this to carve out around my crease. So I'm looking down into a mirror. So like if I push in with that brush, I can feel my eyeball, you know, around here, my eye socket. So I'm kind of going around that and then up. I don't know why I said like up slightly. So focusing it in this area. This is going to depend on your eye shape, obviously. Now this is something that every eye shape can do. It's going to be different, obviously, for my hooded eye people, okay? For you people, you want to, if your lid is completely covered, you don't see it at all, you want to make sure that everything is cohesive. So just take this shade and put it all over the lid. Just lift up whatever excess skin you have, put it all over the lid. And then when you're looking straight forward, just start to blend it up ever so slightly. If you really don't have any room, okay, and your eyebrow is basically on top of your lid, cover your lid. And then when you're looking straight, take it out this way, okay? So you don't need to worry about like all of this room up here. If you do have room, like I do, then you want to go above and define the crease slightly. Now I'm going to start bringing it in a little bit. If you have a very, very defined eye socket, if you do, then maybe just stick with this color, okay? Don't try to make it any darker. Like once you go in with this color and kind of like just add a little bit of warmth to the crease, then you can move on because you really don't need to do a lot of carving out, right? Because you already have that definition. Now this shade can be as cool toned, as neutral, as warm as you want it to be. Just, you know, focus on using something that's gonna be flattering for your skin tone. And keep in mind your skin tone. I am warmer, but I'm also quite fair. So shades end up looking a lot more saturated on me. So like when you look at this in the pan, doesn't it look like slightly more, I don't know how it'll pick up on camera, but to me it looks like more of like a neutral, ever so slightly more cool toned color. But when I start to put it down on my skin, it starts to look a little bit more warm. Okay, I'm gonna grab my Rephr 02 brush. I'm gonna grab that same shade and I'm just kind of swirling it in the cream. It is kind of like somewhere between a cream and a powder, which is really nice. The formula of this palette is so beautiful. And I'm just gonna run this all underneath my eye. It's always the same for me. Just has to do with my eye anatomy. If you don't have a lot of room or if you prefer not to, don't, you know, bring it down to, I'm bringing it all the way down to my eye crease. I'm taking it basically to the top of like where the hollow of my eye begins. You don't want to do that, don't do it. You want to take it down to the top of your cheek? You do it. I'm here for that. I'm going to grab that same brush and that same shade, and I'm going to start pushing this around my eye. So I'm going just like, if I push around my eye socket, if I push around my eye socket, it ends up going like slightly lower. I'm going just above that, like right at the bottom of where my my brow bone, kind of like, no, how do I describe this? Your brow bone starts to curve in to your eye socket, right? So I'm going like just like push. It's just above like where it hits my eyeball. Actually, how big is your eyeball? What the fuck am I talking about? Your eyeball's pretty big. Yeah, it's like right where it ends is where I'm pushing it. So I'm gonna push and blend. I'm just defining that eye socket. So again, if you have like really deep set eye sockets, like if you have really like defined eye sockets, then this part you don't need. I'm like contouring my eye right now. This is where we deepen things up, all right? So if you have a super deep eye socket, you don't necessarily need to do this. You can balance your eyes. So if your eye socket goes back really far and you feel like doing this makes it look a little too dark or just like a little too hollow, then avoid it. You can basically utilize this color to kind of like balance your lower lash line with your upper eye socket. If you have hooded eyes, then you can, use this as much as you want. You're going to want to use a much smaller brush so that you have precision. These are some good examples. Some really good examples. Sigma E22 brush, very good for precision. Okay, also O2 Mini from Refer. Also very good for this. I'm going to use the O2 from Refer. I'm just going to wipe it off on my Sigma switch. And then I'm going to go into this kind of chocolatey brown color from the Huda palette. So I'm just kind of like tapping gently into that, focusing it on the tip. There's so much beeping outside. Why are they doing that? Looking up into the mirror, I'm going to focus this closer to the lash line, like kind of just underneath. And I'm going to go all along the length of my eye. So from the inner corner, obviously I started here because I like to have the most definition, basically like on the outer 2/3. But then whatever's left over, I'm bringing in. And you can see I'm not taking it right up against my lashes. I'm going just underneath. And then once I have that down, I'm gonna pick up a little more, okay? And then I'm gonna slowly kind of like pat and drag downward. You could also just kind of like buff downward like this, kind of doing little circular motions. And again, you can bring this down as far as you want or keep it as tight as you want. I really want to make the eyes pop. I'm kind of feeling 60s vibes, Okay, so we're pretty lower lash line heavy right now. We're gonna balance, okay? So I'm gonna use that same brush, dipping into that same color, but I'm gonna tap, after I tap into the dark brown, I'm gonna tap it back into the first color we used. Love to mix, I just love it. You can also utilize the mirror to kind of just like, mix it up. Now I'm going to really define that eye socket. Okay, so for me, since my skin kind of like folds over, I'm going just above that, because if I take it like right in the crease, no one's gonna see it. So I'm going just above where the skin actually creases, looking straight ahead into a mirror so I can see how it's gonna look when my eyes are open. Now obviously it's gonna look a little bit different if I like do this, or if I close my eyes, or if I'm looking around. So you kind of want to like look at it from different angles, but that looks pretty good to me. All right, I'm gonna go back to the O2 brush and I'm gonna pick up just that chocolatey brown. And I'm gonna focus this in the very inner corner. Also the shadow formula, this is my first time really like using them. And I'm obsessed. I love them. They're beautiful. I'm gonna do the same thing on the outer corner. Just kind of like at the outer lash line, and then just buffing up gently. So just kind of like Huda herself says when she's talking about her lips cuffing, lip cuffing. Creating dimension, a little bit of a halo kind of situation here. Taking whatever's left over and just buffing around the edges to soften that. Now you can go as deep as you want with this. You can make it as dark as you want. You can keep it as light as you want. I'm gonna go back in with my 14 brush and just soften a little bit. You know what? I want to build it up a little bit more. I want to go in a little more. I just want to make it more. So I'm going to go into the skin palette and I'm going to grab this chocolatey brown. I'm going to use my same 14 brush. I'm just going to switch it. Gently tapping into that chocolatey brown, tapping it off. And I'm going to go again into my crease. And then basically buff over those creamy shadows. I'm gonna grab my O2 brush and grab that black, it's brown. Go into the lower lash line. Okay, and then I'm gonna go into this shade. This is from the One Size Wicked collab, Flirt and Flounce. It's such a beautiful color. So I'm gonna pick that up on my fingertip first, just on my ring finger. I'm gonna pat it in the center of the lid. I'm gonna grab my Sigma E54 brush. I'm gonna mist it with a little bit of a setting spray. Just one mist. I'm gonna go in and tap around the edges, keeping it soft, just pressing, like blending basically into those other shadows. Okay, and then I'm gonna grab the Refer 01 Max brush, this guy, super big. And I'm gonna go into the blush that I'm wearing. I layered a couple blushes, a more peachy one, but then on top of that, I'm wearing Just Enough by Patrick Ta. So I'm gonna dip into the powder and I'm going to buff around to the edges of the matte color. And then using the 26 brush from Refer, I'm gonna do the same thing on the very bottom of the lower lash line. I'm just going back in and defining further the crease. I went in with that chocolate brown from the Skin palette and the O2 mini brush. I'm gonna go along my lash line with Lisa Eldridge ground coffee, making it a little thicker on the outer corner, but then kind of just like tight lining for the rest of the lash line. And then I'm gonna buff a little bit with the E21 smudge brush from Sigma. I'm gonna take that same skin shadow, the chocolatey brown, on that same brush and just press that into that liner. Kind of just creating a wing like straight out, but really, really soft. And then for my inner corner, I'm going to use Iced Pearl from Sephora. I'm using that on my Rephr 03 brush. And I'm going to place that like right in the inner corner, going up slightly. So right in the inner corner right here, and then just like in this little like line, basically until I meet that crease definition right here, and then just letting it fade up. And then I'm just going to do a touch on the outer brow bone. You know what's up. I'm going to curl my lashes with my Rephr lash curler. And then for mascara today, I'm using the one by Make Beauty. Okay, you know if I'm not wearing a waterproof mascara, I'm wearing lashes. So I'm gonna go in with my new faves from House of Lashes. These are in the style Purr. Those lashes are so much for me. How do I get used to lashes again? So to make my lashes look like more one with my natural lashes, thick lashes with my natural lashes, I'll go in with a liquid eyeliner and just kind of like poke between those little gaps, you know? Like the areas where you can just see skin, and then you see the band above it. So I'm using the Lisa Eldridge Kitten liner, which is really great because it's super tiny, and I'm just literally just poking in between. So if you hate tight lining, but you feel like you need to do it because your lashes end up looking like really obvious, this is a really good option because you don't have to completely like tight line. Like you can still see the skin under there. It just kind of makes the falsies look like more one with my natural lashes. Because I'm not really putting it in my tight line. I'm just kind of like drawing basically like little lines, little dots to kind of like thicken up the lash area. And then it just ends up looking way better. I didn't do that the last time I wore lashes and somebody said something, so I had to do it this time. So this is the finished eye look up close. Please tell me that I didn't mess up that lash application. Sometimes I can't tell until the very end, and then I get depressed. All right, guys, that's it for this tutorial. I hope that you want to see more eyeshadow tutorials because it's what I feel in my heart. I specifically didn't film this base because I'm sick of bases, okay? Done a lot of base content, and I'm over it. So I'm taking a break, okay? Taking a break. We're gonna do some colorful things, some creative things. Let me know in that vein what you might be interested in. Also, I just wanted to quickly say, I mentioned in a community post, and also like I think I've mentioned here and there, that I have been thinking about doing live streams. I'm gonna be doing live streams. I don't know all the details yet. I'm still like working things out, whatever. But when I posted that, a couple people were super confused. These videos that are going up on YouTube, you're not gonna have to pay for anything. Like, it's just gonna continue the way it's been. Nothing's gonna change there. The live stream is going to be a members only situation. So if you want to tune into regular live streams, which I believe, I don't have it all down yet, but will probably be Thursday at noon, each Thursday-ish at noon Pacific Standard Time. Then it's just bonus content where either I'm sitting down and doing like a casual like makeup Q&A, or maybe I'll sit down and do a tutorial. We'll do something specific. We'll decide together, basically, depending on my mood. You know what I mean? I'm the one with the camera. I decide, but whatever. So yeah, it's not going to affect these videos at all. Like, if you don't care about, like, I don't know, more relaxed or personal content with me, then just keep watching these and you're gonna be good. So yeah, I don't know. I'll continue to update you once that is ready to go. Memberships are not available yet, but they will be soon. So yeah. I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Once again, I'll link these stunningly gorgeous earrings down below. It's like ridiculous, you know? I'm ready for spring. I'm ready for warm weather. I'm not ready for like hot weather, but I'm ready for warm weather. It's been raining in LA a lot and I'm over it. I'm over it. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you want to see next, and I will see you, hopefully, at a later date. In the next one, whatever, doesn't matter. Bye.